everybody. How are we all doing this evening? I am going to wait for a couple of you to jump on just so you can hear me. Hope you're all having a nice day. You're enjoying the training. Let me know that I'm in the right group, please. Oh, I'm getting hearts. I think I'm in the right group. That's good. Hi, everybody. Hi, Karen. Am I in the right group? Please tell me that I am. Hi, everybody. Oh, good. People are jumping on. That's good. It's like Flo said earlier. You always worry that nobody's going to like watch. Nobody cares. Okay, so bear with me, okay? I am heavily medicated. I've had a week. I got diagnosed with a kidney infection at the beginning of the week, and I'm on quite a lot of painkillers and antibiotics at the minute. So if I start clucking like a chicken, or I go off into like a glazed, spacey look, you know why. You just got to bear with me, okay? I've got notes because my brain's a little bit fuzzy at the minute. So, hi everybody. I get really distracted. I'm a squirrel, so I'm not gonna answer any questions or anything until the end, okay? So bear with me. Like I said, I'm highly medicated. I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna use my nose. Hi, Patty. See, I'm distracted already. Okay, my name's Carly Bartle. I am a star director in Perth, Australia. I'm originally from the UK. If you've never seen me before or met me before, hello. Let me know where you're watching from, please, so I can say hi afterwards. Yeah, I've been doing Scentsy 5 years. I love it. It's changed my life, and all that good stuff. Like I said, if you've got questions about anything that I'm going to say today, just pop it in the comment box below, and I will get to it at the end. And then I'm going to just try not to be distracted. Yeah, squirrels, man. I'm a squirrel. Okay, so I'm going to speak to you today about excuse busting. It's going to be mainly about, well, it is going to be about sponsoring mainly when I talk about it. But really, with this excuse busting, you can use it in every area of your life, I think. You can use it in your Scentsy business. You can use it in any area of your life, hopefully. So by the end of it, you're going to know how to excuse bust to grow your team. And I'm going to share with you like a little bit of a secret sauce that really helped me. Because I don't know about you, like the pressure of sponsoring is real, yeah? And we all want to grow our teams, we want to grow our business, and we know sponsoring is a really key part of that. And I think sometimes when we put all the pressure on ourselves, it can be a little bit overwhelming. So I'm going to share with you today a little bit about what I do to make it a little bit easier for me. Now, my team that are on here, you're going to have heard this about 3 million times. So I'm sorry, but you're just going to have to listen again. The last thing I would say before I actually start talking about what I'm talking about is one of the biggest tips that I got from a training course that I did recently was take notes like you want to teach it to the person that you love afterwards. Because like I just said, I'm a bit squirrely, and I find if I take notes, like really take notes, like I've got to go away until my 6-year-old daughter, maybe not my 6-year-old daughter, but maybe my husband, who I love very much, I've got to tell him everything that I've learned from this call. I'm going to take much better notes than I would do if I'm just watching and writing down the odd thing. So that was something that I took from a training course that I did. Take notes like you're going to teach it to someone you love. Okay? Oh, are you freezing? Oh no. Oh no, you're freezing. Right, I'm stopping reading the comments and I'm going to get on with it. Okay, let's start. What is an excuse? Okay, in my experience, people will either give you a reason or they will give you an excuse, okay? An excuse is a recognised and an accepted thing. So, a reason is recognised and accepted. It is, let me give you an example. Say you ask somebody to join your team and they go and say to you, I've got my own business. I am 100% passionate about it. I absolutely love it. I don't want to look at elsewhere. I'm like tunnel visioned. I'm going for it. I love what I do. That's a beautiful reason. God bless you. Bless and release. And off they go on their merry way. You know, that is a reason. But an excuse is a way to justify yourself from removing yourself from a duty or a requirement. That's the official terminology for it. So what you'll find with an excuse is always followed up with a negative connotation. It's never goal orientated, solution driven. It's never got a positive spin on it. It's always has that negative aspect of it. So I've got no money, I've got no friends, I've got no time, for an example, okay? That sounds so different to a reason, doesn't it? So let's dissect that excuse. And this changed the way that I think about sponsoring about how I have conversations in general with people. An excuse, if someone gives you an excuse, it is only ever because they are fearful. An excuse is a manifestation of fear, okay? So it will be, I don't want to look silly, I don't trust this, I've had a bad experience, or someone I know's had a bad experience. The big one, I don't want to fail. Okay, that's the big one. I don't want to fail. People don't want to look stupid. So what does that mean? An excuse is not the real reason. So from now on in, for the rest of time, you may see my 6-year-old naked running around. I'm sorry, I apologise in advance. Whenever you hear an excuse, know that it is not the real reason, okay? It's not the reason why they're not joining the team. It's not the reason that they're giving you for not meeting up or not doing something with you. It's not the real reason, it's an excuse. So what it really boils down to is the thing that stops us moving forward, and the thing that stops us moving forward as human beings is fear, isn't it? It's the two basis fears. I'm not enough, I won't be loved. And that boils down to that. I don't want to fail, I don't want to look silly, I don't trust this. It's that core thing that you're not enough and you're not going to do it well, okay? So now we know that an excuse is never the real reason. Let me teach you how to dissect these excuses and dissect the fear and find out what it is to help ourselves and the people to get rid of it for good, okay? So that's hopefully what I'm going to do a little bit of today. So let's be clear. When people give you a valid reason, like we just mentioned, it's okay to let them go. All this go for the no, that's a good thing. Keep on speaking to people, getting their feedback, getting their valid reasons. When they have a valid reason, it's okay to let them go, you know? But when there's an excuse, that's when I get super excited, because I know if someone has an excuse, excuse me one moment, I know if they've had an excuse, if they've got an excuse for me, when I come back to them and ask them, what did you enjoy the most about the information that I sent through to you? And they come back with an excuse, I think, thank God, hallelujah. Because what it means, for a second, even if it's only for a split nanosecond, they have considered what you've put forward to them. They've considered it. And what's happened is fear has jumped onto their shoulder and shut that down. They've shut that down with, I can't do it, I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, that the people won't enjoy me doing it, I'm going to fail, all those things. Fear's jumped onto their shoulder, okay? So when I hear an excuse, it means that I am in for the long haul. So as soon as I get as soon as I hear an excuse, I'm like, right, okay, this is it. I am sticking around with this person now. This person is worth me investing my time in, and I am going to be in it for the long haul. I'm going to be in it until they reach high noon. And this is where everything changed for me. I traded my expectations for appreciation. I traded my expectations for appreciation. And I started to stop thinking about my team building as a magic number, okay? I took the pressure off myself to recruit vast numbers, like numbers in like massive quantities of people, and just looking at it as people for me, joining my team is going to help me. And all I did was strip it back and became a conversation collector. When I took the expectations off the outcome, everything changed. I released myself from it. I released myself from the expectation, and I gave it all to the customer and the prospect. I made my only job was to keep the conversation going. And let me let you into a secret. That's all this job is with Scentsy. This job isn't to not make you buy the product, to host the party, to join the team. It's just about keeping the conversation going till when they're ready to buy the product, host the party, join the team, you know? It's not about you. It's not about when you're ready for them to do it. It's about when it's ready for them. That high noon that I mentioned a little bit before. So my job as a Scentsy consultant is to share the opportunity and keep that conversation going until I've squashed those fears, aka the excuse, and they have reached high noon, okay? What's high noon? High noon's just a way that I word it to be the time that the person is ready. They are ready, and the reason if they haven't reached high noon yet, it's just because you haven't answered the questions yet. You haven't quashed their fear yet. They don't feel safe enough with you yet. Something's holding them back. Okay. So keep the conversation going till high noon, and it's their time. It could be a day, a week, a month, a year, 5 years. And high noon is all about them when they're ready. Okay. Let me give you some examples. So, one of my consultants, it took me 4 years. 4 years of conversations with this person before they joined. And I asked them a zillion times. They were a really good customer. They gave me all the excuses. I knew that it was worth me keeping on chatting to them until it was high noon. I knew that because they kept giving me excuses. So I knew that they were frightened. And as soon as I knew that they were frightened, it was worth my time to invest in them, because I know that once they reach high noon and they can see the picture and they jump on board, they'll get it, you know. So 4 years it took me. 4 years of, and listen, these conversations aren't all about joining. A lot of these conversations are about listening and getting involved in that person and building that relationship. It's the same as it is with anything, you know. So I could be sending an info pack. I could be sending a video. I could be simply commenting on social media. But I take the time to listen and watch and learn about that person that is feeding me with these excuses, so I can find out where this fear base is coming from. Okay, so 4 years I tried to speak to her about it, and she gave me all these excuses. One day her last kid started full-time school, and it was her high noon. It was her time. She was like, now I've got time on my hands. Now I can do this. Now I want to find out who I am and what I'm about. And you know what? It was me that she came to, because I had been the one that built that relationship with her. Don't be the consultant that speaks to someone for 6 months, gives them all the information, leaves it a couple of years, and then they go and join someone else and end up being a superstar director, because that's what's going to happen. And she's a superstar consultant in my team. Another lady didn't take so long. She took 3 months. And again, I asked the questions, I heard the excuses, I took no notice of the excuses because I knew they were fear-based, but I got to know her. And I knew that she had a couple of kids, and I knew she had a beautiful dog, and I knew her husband was fly in, fly out, and she was buying bars off me. She was doing basket parties all the time. And like, as most of you will know, basket party hosts are the most amazing people to flip and go on your team, because they're doing the job already. So, I went to pick a basket party up one day, and I just earned the trip to New York. And she said to me, what are you doing this weekend? And I chatted to her, and I told her that was her high noon. She was like, hang on a minute, this is sending you abroad, this is sending you traveling. That was her high noon. That was her point to jump on. And it was because I was sharing. We didn't have a conversation about her joining. It was just simply me sharing, because that's the relationship that we had, that we could share, you know. So I hope this is making sense. So that's my only job, is to collect the conversations, keep the conversations going, send the info packs, videos, offer, listen, learn, share, join with them on social media. What I do when I'm hit with an excuse is I have a 3-point system. I like things in threes. Don't ask me why. I like to break things down in threes. So the first thing is the story, okay? So if they hit you with an excuse, you hit them with a story. If they hit you with another excuse, you hit them with another story. If they hit you with an excuse, you see the pattern that's emerging here, yeah? So the story, I'm going to break it down into 3 easy parts for you. Like I said, I like the number 3. So when they give you an excuse, you hit them with a story. And that story is broken down into 3 parts. It's the pain, the current situation, and the future, okay? Let me give you an example of that. So someone hits me with an excuse, I don't have the time. I hit them with the pain. The pain is the most important part, because it's the bit that people empathise with, and it's the bit that people relate to, okay? It doesn't have to be physical pain, that's not what I mean. But let me give you an example. I totally get where you're coming from. I've got a friend in my Scentsy team who actually she worked full-time, so busy. She used to travel an hour and a half on the train to get to work in the city, an hour and a half on the train to get home. She was absolutely knackered all the time. She really doubted that she would be able to do it, but she joined anyway. She took the leap of faith and she did it. And she used to work her business on that hour and a half journey in and the hour and a half journey home. And after doing that for so long, currently she's managed to actually move from the city to, she's took a massive pay drop. She's moved to local. She drives 5 minutes to work. And like, she's looking at now, Scentsy hopefully being able to reduce her hours down totally, and only working a couple of days a week. So did you see what I did there? I took her pain, which was the time that she took, and the life that she was leading and the job that she was stuck in, into what it is now. And then I give her a glimpse into my future. Yeah, absolutely. Feel, felt, found. Absolutely. So that's what the story that I would use with an excuse. And you could use it for like washer whiffs. Like, say for example, my pain was my husband's work clothes always stunk. Always stunk. Always smelled fusty. I started using black raspberry washer whiffs. They smell amazing. When I hang my clothes up on the line, the neighbours go crazy and go, what is that beautiful smell? And now I will never have smelly, fusty men clothes again in my house. Pain, current, future. Okay? So you need to become a conversation collector and a storyteller. So that's the first part of overcoming the excuses. Don't be afraid to ask the direct questions either. Ask them, how much do they want to earn with Scentsy? When they're umming and ahhing, look, how much would make it worth your while earning with Scentsy each month? How many hours have you got to put into that in a day? And how long do you think is an adequate amount of time for you to build this business up so that you're earning that? Get them to tell you, and then go, all right, okay, well, if I can show you how to earn $300 a year, $300 a month, couple of hours a day or an hour a day, and you want to do that in 6 months, what's stopping you jumping on board? Don't be afraid to ask the direct questions. The last bit of my 3-pronged excuse buster attack is ask them on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being not ready at all, 10 being totally ready to jump on board. Where are you right now? And listen, you're going to get people that aren't ready. I've got a lady in my VIP group. God, I must have asked her a zillion times. I really want her to jump on board. She spends so much money. She's so good. She like plasters my reviews everywhere. She's just awesome, and she just keeps saying no, but it's the fear. So I've just got to keep going until I get there. We've got a great relationship, but no, none of it is about me. It's all about how it's going to help them and squashing their fears and helping them move forward. So how long have I been going? I have no idea. Anyway, let's recap. I hope that helped a little bit. What is an excuse? An excuse is fear manifested. Stick around with someone till it's high noon. Take the expectation off of you and become a conversation collector and a story collector. And don't be afraid to ask the direct questions. Sponsoring isn't about being lucky. It doesn't happen by chance. You have to first acknowledge it's something you want to do, because you don't have to, but if you acknowledge that it's something you want to do, you've got to work hard, have a little bit of grace, and it'll happen. Use this amazing training. Oh, I must have gone blah, 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 Patty. Use this amazing training as a blueprint for your businesses, okay? Like, there's so much value in this group here, guys, over the next few days. Like, it's amazing. And my final tip, and I'll go back through and see if there's any questions. My final tip is get clear on what you want. Get the strategies you need to get there. So what are the tools that you need? So decide where you want to go. Like, what's your why? What's the reason why? Get your strategies in place. How are you going to get there? What tools do you need? What things do you need to learn? Don't be afraid to go up and look at the people around you that are doing it, follow them. Use the group that we've got in front of us, and then take massive action, guys. Because don't let the excuses that you make, the same excuses that our customers make, be the thing that stops you building the business that you want to do. Don't let that excuse manifest itself into fear, so it holds you back from being the Scentsy consultant, the business person, the human being that you want to be, okay? I hope that helped, and I hope you all found it beneficial. I'm going to go, any questions, just ask. I'm going to go, hi, Flo. Everyone's just saying, hi, look all these beautiful people. All about squirrels. Squirrels and what? What is that? Squirrel, is that, I've got such bad eyesight. Waffles. Oh, yeah, I'm a waffler as well, yeah. Near Byron Bay. Hi from Perth. Oh, you're freezing. Sorry, you'll have to listen to me talking to myself now. No questions. It can take years, Kirsten, years. My longest was a few years, and she was shooting star. Yeah, so the person that I forgot to say at the end of that, the person that joined after the few months and joined because of New York was Nat McLean. She's my oldest, not my oldest as in age, but my longest running Scentsy director. She's got an amazing team, absolutely cracking leader. So yeah, there you go. You never know. The Phil Felt plan, yeah, but it is real similar pay. Thanks, Jess. Hi, Tegan. Thanks, Nana. I know, I do. I'm like, once I get going, blah, 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 blah. I hope you could all understand me. Okay, there's no questions. I think I'm going to go. They will in the end, Karen. Like I said, you've got to make sure that you take the time to get to know them and find out what's really behind that excuse, you know. And like I said, don't be frightened to ask the question, like, what would it take? Like, how much would you want to be earning from this to make it worth your while, you know? How long have you got to put into it? Oh, okay. Yeah, Donna, let me go over it. I know I talk fast. So you've got your story, and then you've got the second one is don't be afraid to ask the direct question. How much do you want to earn for it to be worth your while? How many hours a day have you got to put into it? You can watch it on playback. And how long do you want to work that? How long are you prepared to work the business to achieve those things? So that was the second part. And the third question is on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not ready at all, 10 being totally ready to jump on board. How are you feeling about becoming a Scentsy consultant? All of those questions really aren't, they're really ideas to keep the conversation going, you know. They're ideas to get the customer thinking and get the customer to jump on board when they're ready, rather than it being us sort of poking them into the position, you know. Okay, guys, I'm going to go. Yeah, that's it. I think I'm going to go. All right, thank you so much. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I learned the first, it's not the truth, it's usually the third one. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And to get that third objection, like, you can't, really honestly, like, someone's not going to say to you that you've just met, I'm too frightened that I'm going to fail. No, people aren't going to say that to you. It's like they don't know you well enough to have those sort of conversations, you know. So like Patty said, that third time of talking to them, you've got to get to that relationship has to build for you to have the chance to even get that third objection, you know. Okay, guys, I'm going to go. Thank you so much. I'm going to go and like lay down on the settee now and collapse and medicate myself some more. Thank you so much for giving me your time today, and I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.